Madam Speaker, I rise to urge President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to reopen the federal government. Let's be clear. The crisis is not along our nation's southern border. The real crisis is getting people back to work. I cannot stand by silently while nearly 800,000 federal workers, thousands of which are in New Mexico, won't receive a paycheck and countless innocent people suffer because they will not receive essential services from the federal government. The government shutdown impacts the state of New Mexico more than almost anywhere in this country. The government shutdown directly affects more than 6,000 federal employees throughout New Mexico. These dedicated public servants are not getting paid, but they still need to pay the rent, put food on the table. They still need to make payments on their car loans and student loans. Almost 50,000 residents of New Mexico's 1st Congressional District depend on SNAP benefits to feed their families. The government shutdown means that SNAP benefits are threatened. As someone who relied on government assistance programs when I was raising my daughter as a single mom, I've been there, and I know how they are going to pay for and I know that it is devastating for these people to worry about how they are going to pay for their next meal and take care of their families. Our Indian tribes, pueblos, and nations who rely on federal funding for elderly services and Indian health services for medical care are already being impacted by this shutdown. And the suffering will grow greater as the shutdown drags on. If this shutdown continues, 62% of Indian health services will be forced to cease offering services, and 54% will be forced to lay off essential staff. This is a recipe for disaster. On the Navajo Nation in my state, people have been trapped in their homes without food, water, and medicine because the government has failed to fund the federal maintenance to plow snow from the roads. The Department of Agriculture's food distribution in Indian communities runs out of funding at the end of this month. This program provides nutrition assistance to nearly 90,000 Native Americans. I voted to pass legislation through this House that Democrats have put forward to reopen the government. What we need now is Senator Mitch McConnell and President Trump to show that same kind of leadership and act on these bills, which the Senate already passed last year, and reopen our government. Madam Speaker, I yield back my time.
Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1,